Hello and welcome to Head and Shoulders, where we cover athletes' performances and otherwise that are head and shoulders above the rest. So this is Head and Shoulders ATR. Good morning, afternoon, evening, or wherever you are on the world. This is crazy. I came fresh off of watching that men's 4x100 meter relay. But first things first, I'm going to focus on the first events that happened, but I'm gonna let some people come in as they all trickle in. Don't forget to press the like button and change the chat to from top chat to live chat. Also, we've had a problem with some trolls that have come in, so I might have to turn it to members only or turn off the chat section just so it can go in, because there were people in another chat that I did, or a live that I did yesterday and the day before. A lot of you guys did not get that notification. I had to take that offline because they just kept trying to just troll up and then put like weird prawn links and all types of stuff in there. And so I actually had to take that off because I didn't want my channel to get flagged. So if we get that again, then I'll have to change it to members chat only. But hopefully we don't have to do something like that. Let's see. Create. Oh, wow. Oh, I didn't know I could do that. Wow, I'm learning so many things from this live stream here. I didn't know I could make a marker so I can do that. So it's easier for editing. That way, after the videos, for you guys that see these 3-hour videos, if I do a live, I'll start putting markers in here. So for people that only want to have a certain event, but don't forget to press the like button. That will, I appreciate that, and that will help out this channel. That'll get everything there. I'm gonna give about maybe a minute or two more so that people can trickle in with that. So everybody that's here, welcome. Thank you guys for coming out, because this is crazy. This is crazy. Don't forget to press the like button, and definitely thank you all for supporting the channel off the chat and on the chat with the super chats. As always, we got a couple people or a person that joined our Patreon, so I appreciate that. We got our Discord growing and everything. We out here doing some work, just like these Olympians are out here doing it. It is very unsurprising. I mean, some of these things were unsurprising, but that 4x1, I should have expected that. That's crazy. Let me see. Let me see this here. Can you all hear me, actually? Because yesterday there was no sound coming through. Can you guys hear me? Let me put this in the chat. Let me see that with this creaky chair that I have here. Let's see. If you guys can't hear me, then I got to adjust the mic again. But I think you guys can hear me, correct? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Let me check my volume levels. Yeah, it looks like that's coming through, but I don't see you guys saying anything. Okay, thank you, thank you. All right, so with that being said, we got enough people here. Let's start going over the events. That way that we can get it. Let's see. Let me change this over. Where is the scene that I have here? And there we go. I think you guys now see the screen. With that being said, let's go. It's been kind of crazy. So what I'm going to do, I understand that people do not care about the race walk for by and large. So I'm just going to mention the leaders because it is at the Olympics. So 50-kilometer race walk. Bronze medal from Canada, Evan Dunphy. Then we got Jonathan Hilbert from Germany in silver, David Tamala in gold. 20-kilometer race walk for the women. China with Hong Liu from China got third. Sandra Arenas of Colombia got second. And then I don't know what the full name is. Paul Palmisano of Italy got first. Okay, so let's cover these events right here, which is the 4x4s on the men's side. And then let me do the, what else? Oh, that was the only semi that we had, or the only heat that we had. Okay. With that being said, here we go. Let's see how you guys see this screen right here. Well, so I think this might actually have a stab at the Olympic record, potentially the world record, but that's a whole second up. And it's probably a little bit easier for them to get us 2 seconds down or so than it would be for them to get 3.5 seconds. That's literally knocking off a second per person on that 4x4. But it's possible that the Olympic record set in Beijing can go down. And if they really go on some Super Saiyan adrenaline, that the world record. Let's see this. This is the first time I think that all the teams have broken 3 minutes coming into the final. So either they're going to be really tired and they're not going to be able to handle it. Or they're just going to run really fast. So here are your automatic qualifiers. We got Trinidad and Tobago. They got third, 258.60. Botswana, 258.33 in second, which is a national record for them. That might be a continental record too, because it says area record. And then United States got the win at 257.77. Let's look at heat number 2. And this one got good too. Belgium, they qualify automatically. That's 259.37. In third, Jamaica, 259.29. And then, which the anchor leg for Jamaica winded up taking over Belgium. So that was actually a good move. And then we had Poland with the win of the second heat with a 258.55. So all of the teams that made it through, that means the next 2 automatic qualifiers would be Italy and the Netherlands, which got 2 national records. They would go through. All the teams are under 3 minutes. They're all under 3 minutes, which is crazy. Pimp 3478 said, I don't know, probably in meets building up to the Olympics, but in the Olympics itself, Italy won the men's. Oh yeah, I'll get into that in a second. Yep. On H said, can't wait to see Brianna's career unfold. She ran a great first leg. Man, with that. So let's see. I'm going to push this over till tomorrow. Let's say this tomorrow is the 7th. By the way, for the people that are checking for the marathon, there are a lot of people that are interested in the sprints that love the marathon as well. It's been moved up 1 hour before that. So for the people that are interested in the marathon, because of heat concerns, they moved it up 1 hour. So let's look at the men's 4x4. And it does say it on there on the here. It says, due to weather conditions, heat, the women's marathon will start at 6 a.m. Instead of 7 a.m. tomorrow, which they already rescheduled it up on there. And that's in Tokyo time or whatever. So with that being said, here we go. We got, dang, Pimp, the 478 said, who is we, quote unquote we, because I didn't, with a whole bunch of exclamation points. Dang, man, you good, man? You good, Pimp? You good with that? All right, so United States got lane 4. I mean, how the 4x4s usually go, that kind of doesn't matter so much for the U.S., but it could. So U.S. has lane 4, Jamaica in lane 5, Poland in lane 6. I think those are the ones to look out for the most. Netherlands might sweep something in, because I think they have one person to put in. Belgium might have 1 or 2. Do they have the Borlays, or is that Germany? I thought the Borlays were on Belgium's team. Yeah, the Borlay brothers are on Belgium, so they might be able to have that exchange. And then, let me see. Trinidad and Tobago, they actually look good, but I don't know. I don't have confidence in them closing hard. Botswana, they started off with their best runner on the first leg, so he might be very tired. The U.S. got guys to switch in for this. So that's the thing. Everybody else, they don't really have the amount of people. Maybe Belgium. Netherlands has 1. Jamaica, I think, used their A squad in this one just to make it through. But we're going to see how this one goes. So USA has some people to switch in. Like I said, this Olympic record might go down. That's 2.5 seconds they knock off for each person. But I think it's possible for them to do that. So, with that being said, let me take this off. This one too, over here. Hey, good morning, everybody. I hope everybody had a good evening and had a enjoyable morning. The women's javelin. So I'll just go over this. Barbara from Australia winded up getting third. Andrzejczyk from Poland got second. Louis winded up getting, for China, getting gold. And I'm telling y'all, in a few years, 2 to 3 Olympics, I'm going to keep on saying this like a broken record, China is going to dominate. They might not completely dominate like that, but combined with their others, I got to check the gold medal count right here, because obviously the USA is going to have the overall medal count, but I think the gold medal count, which the US was only in the lead by 6 medals, then of course we got a few more, so I think it just evened out. But China has gotten several golds as well as some silvers and whatnot, but like I said, just counting gold to gold, China is at least keeping itself in contention this time. All they have to do is do a little bit better in 1 or 2 Olympics or 3 Olympics from now. Then they might actually have a saying about, hey, look, we are the de facto Olympic nation. I don't think they could do it after just 1, but they got to do 2 or 3 to say that. But that's just something very interesting to point out. Okay, let's go over the men's 5,000. We got a decent amount of people that care about that here, so I'm going to cover this in a little bit more detail. The race was pretty good. They started off extremely fast. I think they opened up with 30 seconds for the first lap, which, give or take the championships, with the humidity, that was a hard run pace with the humidity that's there. They were 1 second off the Olympic record, which I actually did not notice that until just about 10 seconds before, thinking that Cheptegei might have gotten it. There was some pushing and bumping around. Katir was really hyped up. I made a video about him. Also thinking that, yeah, he may have that. But Cheptegei, when he set the world record in the 5,000, ran much faster than Katir ran over the 3,000. That's what I think a lot of people don't realize, that even though he's not in his best shape, some of these athletes might be able to run faster than Katir did in the 3,000 because that event isn't run like that, so that they don't have to go for that. Chilimo really faded. Okay, so for Uganda, Kiplimo, which is a silver or bronze medalist, if I'm not mistaken, from the 10K, but he's definitely the world cross country champion. He got fifth. Kameli from Kenya, he got fourth. Paul Chilimo. Now, people that talk about Shane Miller-Uibo, y'all be talking about Shane Miller-Uibo diving at the line. This man has dove at the line, and I'm just gonna say, look, I bet not one person says anything about him. Not one. Like, I'm talking about Americans. He dove at the line so he could get that bronze medal, but not a single person would utter a peep. It's just, you don't like Shane Miller-Uibo, and when somebody doesn't like somebody, they find any reason to add on and say, wow, this is the reason why. Then Muhammad Ahmed, I think that was kind of expected. It was between Chilimo and Ahmed. From Canada got second. Cheptegei, I was actually worried whether he was going to do this, but he dropped a 55-second last lap on their head, and it looked like he could have gone faster if he needed to. His normal last lap is somewhere between 54 and 53, but the pace might have zapped it out of everybody with that first mile and a half, where Kiplimo and Cheptegei, they switched off on the lead, just keeping the pace 60, 61, 62, 61, 62, very low, 4 minutes in the mile. So that was an exciting race. That was an exciting race, at least to me and other people that follow that. Now, the women's 400. Actually, let me cover the women's 1,500, because then we go straight into sprints, which is where most of you are here for. Also, we got, it looks like about 58 people. Let's get this up to 20 likes, and we got more people coming in. 58 people, 59 people, somewhere around there. Can we get this up to 20 likes? A like costs you nothing, but definitely, like I said, if you want to support our channel, definitely consider donating with Cash App or PayPal or crypto. It's in the link and everything like that in the description of every video. And consider becoming a Patreon. So I'm going to quickly go over the women's 1,500, because we have one of the best women of all time, the greatest women of all time in this. Sifan Hassan, as a quick note, She is ranked the #1 athlete overall in all events, male or female, decathlon, heptathlon, sprints, whatever. Out of every event, she's ranked #1 in the world in all athletics. She has done something no other athlete, male or female, has ever done, which was win the 10,000 and the 1,500 at the World Championships. And now she has entered in all three, 1,500, 5,000, and 10,000. She has range where she's at or near the world record in the mile and 1,500, all the way up to the half marathon, where she set several world records in between. So this is just a highlight for everybody. Sifan Hassan, man, this woman is crazy good. So Sifan Hassan from the Netherlands, former Ethiopian, got third. I think that's still pretty good for her. If she can come up and get a gold in the 10,000, she will do something that no other woman has done. She may not be able to get a treble, but she can get a double plus, where she gets a medal in all three events, and that will be crazy. People talk about Allyson Felix or other athletes. It's very hard for a distance athlete because there's not a 4x8. There's not other distance relays to help them on like get medals, because if it were, then there would be a lot of other athletes that could get that. So when it comes to the most medals in the Olympics, it's harder for distance athletes to do that. It's just not more things for them. So they should add a 4x mile or maybe a 4x8 or something if they want to do something like that. With that being said, Sifan Hassan got third. Laura Muir finally for Great Britain has gotten a medal after every single year that she's come in from 2013 all the way to now, getting third, fifth, not third, fifth, sixth, seventh, fourth, so many times in a row, fifth, so many times in a row. It only took a couple of things behind the scenes, which I'll not mention here, plus her working hard to get that national record for Great Britain. So that's congratulations, 354.50. And Faith Kipyegon, two-time champion in the 1,500. So she was the Olympic champion, and then she set an Olympic record, 353.11. So she broke that Olympic record that was set in Seoul, South Korea. So that is a congratulations to her. Man, y'all be so off topic. I can just tell y'all don't care nothing about these things. But definitely, if you are here for that, I'm about to cover all the sprint events. Let's get our likes up to 20 likes. We only have 8 likes. It costs you guys nothing to do that. And definitely, if you like the content here, we just ask that you give a like. You give a like to that, because we're about to cover sprint events here as well. Wait a minute. Why does this keep resetting on this weird page? So, women's 400. Women's 400 meter dash. Oh, shoot. What happened to my... You guys, give me 1 second. Something just happened here. Oh, my goodness. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Oh, there it is. Okay, women's 400 meter dash. Let's cover this one. All right, so can I get a round of applause for capturing this one? Can I get a round of applause for that one? Like, no joke. Can I get that? Because what if I said for the longest? Shanae Miller-Uibo, I think for the longest, and even that. I'll just cover this one. She was hurt. Man, she sent us off hard. I will say that. I should have just stuck to my gun saying that she was going to focus on the 400. But she kept her options open. She kept that. I fell into some of the marketing. That's why I say I don't read any media or anything like that. I typically try to look at performances, consistency, and then look at what the athlete says after an interview. That tells you how much a person is going to have a chance at winning or not. And so Shanae Miller-Uibo, undisputed overall favorite for this one. She winded up destroying the rest of the field. It was not even close. Nobody had a chance at all. Once again, Allyson Felix. What did I do? The first Allyson Felix video I said is that she will finish bronze at best if she has a chance of getting it. What did she do? And the video that I came up with yesterday, that she will finish bronze at best if she can do that. And then if she really gets it and she really works it well, she can finish a silver, and it's an outside chance of gold, but that's only if Shanae Miller-Uibo blew up. And of course she didn't. She destroyed the rest of the field by almost an entire freaking second. Got a new PR, a new area record, national record for Shanae Miller-Uibo. So she has the record there. That is amazing. Congratulations. Marilady Paulino from the Dominican Republic, new national record. I see people in the comment section now saying that she's using pads and whatnot. I'm like, you know what? I think, um, I think that people just need to chill out. The way I look at it is, unless it's proven that these athletes are there, we could say anything about Flojo being juiced up and everything like that. At the end of the day, she didn't get proven there. If we all think that, cool. We can think that all day and every day until they get proven that way. Which, in the way she left, I mean, she gave too much of a hint when they started testing for HGH and all of these other things or whatever. So that one has a little bit more validity to say, well, maybe she did something. But as far as everybody else, I mean, come on now. We can't just be throwing that out. But hey, you know what? If a broken clock keeps repeating the same message twice a day, it's gonna be right eventually. So go ahead, keep saying it. Keep saying it for everybody. People were saying it for Miller-Uibo. Now they saying it for Paulino. If you say it for McPherson, McLeod, Felix, and everything, eventually y'all say 1,000 athletes. It's kind of like Coach Francis. He said Elaine Thompson Hero for 3 years in a row, or 3 championships in a row. She is in the shape of her life. 2017, flop. 2019, flop. 2021, now she's got it. Now he seems like a prophet. Remember, when people say things over and over, they just got to get it right once, and then now they forget all the other stuff they said it. I got a long memory here. We should all have a long memory. Allison Felix, congratulations to Allison Felix. Let me give it to her. A round of applause for people that think I hate on Allison Felix. Hey, look, just because I said I don't have confidence that she's going to get a gold, that doesn't mean that I'm hating on her. It's called looking at things realistically. So Allison Felix, she's got yet another individual medal here to her ranking system, which in and of itself is fantastic. She's got another medal. Most of her Olympic medals that are gold are coming from in relays. Fantastic. I would like to see relays on the distance side too. It just depends. Do people watch those? That's the thing. But I mean, who watches some of the other events? Not as many as we think. But at the Olympics, that would be nice to get some distance events with relays. Then we would see some athletes like an Allison Felix that may not be able to get individual glory, but their teams will come together and then they can help them win over and over, like the Kenyan 4x8 or something like that. But with Allison Felix, she performs year after year to even earn herself a spot on those relays. That's something that has to be recognized. We got to talk about both of them. She is one of the greatest athletes that has ever graced the sport. She did it at 17 or 18 years old. She made the world championships, I think, at 17. She was 18 when she made the Olympics. She winded up winning. Was it a three-peat for Allison Felix? I actually got to look that one up. It was either a two-peat or a three-peat in the 200 at the world championships. We must not forget that she came up. She said, all right, I'm winning here as a teenager in the 200-meter dash gold. I'm going to come back and do it. And I believe that she got a third one. Now, because that's a little bit off topic here, I'm not actually going to pull it up on the World Athletics website, but unless they have that resume here. Nope, they're only bringing up 2020 and whatnot. Oh, here it is right here. Yes, she got the 200, triple freaking crown for the 200. No woman has ever done that there. So y'all got to get some respect on her name. The only thing I say is that if it comes to the Olympics, I have less confidence that she's going to win. When it comes to the world championships, I have more confidence that she's going to win. If it was her in the prelims and everything, I would say, even with Shani Miller-Uibo there, I would have given her a bigger bias toward that, because for whatever reason, she's a little bit more prepared for the world championships. Somebody, Sharon, or maybe Sharon Spence said, I don't know why when Jamaica celebrate, others get mad. Just feel good COVID didn't off us yet. I don't want to say that on the stream because they might demonetize it. I'm glad. Thank you guys that have contributed with the super chat, because they actually did demonetize the last stream. And I think the stream before that. So thank you guys. That actually helps make up for the demonetization, because certain words are in the chat. That's why I said when you come in, go and select all chat, not top chat. Remember, live chat, I mean, because sometimes they get in the way with that. We got 66 people. Let's get this up to 30 likes before we move on to the next subject that costs you guys nothing here. And while I'm waiting for the likes to go up, definitely consider becoming a member of the Patreon. It definitely helps out the channel. We got some people that joined just recently that will help with the contributing to the animated videos that are coming up, and we will definitely get that because we're going to hire those animators. So definitely consider joining us. Smash the likes up. We're trying to get to 30 likes, and then we're going to cover the 4x1s very shortly. But we got 13 likes and we're coming up, so that helps. Let me move back here so I can continue to cover the 400. But while I'm waiting for the likes to go up, I'm going to finish off the field. Shelly-Ann McPherson. Oh my goodness. Let me bring up the... Oh my goodness, I clicked something wrong. Let me bring up the image, and I'm going to bring this up in the background right here while you guys are doing that. Be sure to get us up, like the video if you are liking the content and everything. It definitely helps us out. So, look, Shelly-Ann McPherson had a full-out tantrum on the track. She had a full-out tantrum on the track. I was like, wow, what the heck happened to her? Now my computer's freezing up. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. But what happened with Shelly-Ann McPherson? Did y'all see this? Where's the image at? Okay, y'all see this right here with Shelly-Ann McPherson? Oh my goodness, come on computer. Panicking up. All right, here we go. Okay, I just don't get it. I don't get it. My computer is fried. Okay, I guess this might be the image that's stuck on the screen for a second. Give me a second, guys, so I can try to handle this here. There we go. So, y'all see this with, wow, it's only dealing with that. Wow, my computer is fried, guys. They said she had a hissy fit because she lost. Yeah. Man, look. Come on. Ma'am, you're an adult woman. I mean, that was acting like a spoiled child right there. I'm not even... I got to hold them to account, too. She was acting... She was like, no, I'm done. It's over. I mean, I understand. You're 32 or something. Let me check her age real quick. She's like 32. I know it's hard. I know the pain is hard on you. But dang, man. Dang. Just chill out. Chill out. Now, actually, in some ways, I can appreciate that she was so hard in this that she just got that emotional with that. But I don't know if this is her last Olympics, but it could be her last Olympics. She was... The way she responded, she acted like this was her last Olympics. I don't like when I see adult people just give tantrums like that. I can see if she was more or less, I don't know. It's another way to do that other than to do that, because she was just having a whole out panic attack where people were coming up concerned like she was about to, croak or something. And then when they put the camera crew on her, she was like that. So I do appreciate that she was that into it, that she could do that. So on the one hand, I'm like, yeah, but on another hand, I'm like, wow. Wow, wow. And I hope she can absorb this moment and then come back in that 4x4 and put in some work so she can get a medal with that at the Olympics, because that's what she's going to need to do. But she was devastated that Allison Felix came up on the side of her and then went boop and just nipped her. What she didn't do, this was the part, and I don't have this here because, of course, they're going to strike the channel. Once the channel gets bigger, and then obviously there are more contributors, what I'll do is I'll probably turn off the monetization in general, and then have it where it's set to, I can show the races there, because then I don't have to worry about some of the strikes, because I would like to show you all the finish of the race. Shelly-Ann McPherson did not lean at all. She might have been able to do something at the lean, but it was just like she gave everything, and then she was a little bit defeated, and then boom, it was over. I just don't understand what she was thinking going through her head knowing that, and I think she was looking more so on the inside than she was at Allison Felix. But she might have felt Felix and saw her in her peripheral vision and kind of just gave up. But in my opinion, McPherson gave up right there. Look at this. That's 2/10 of a second. Sure. That means that she would have actually had to do something else. She was breaking down, physically breaking down in that race. So, man, that's just crazy. They said McPherson, Islanders said McPherson is a head case. And then Carla72, they said she had a hissy fit because she lost. And then Hafiz said Stephanie was devastated and understandable. Her last Olympics and she had hope to medal. We love you, Steph. We love that you fought gallantly, and that is all Jamaica could ask of you. Conera, so gracious. Love her. And H said. Hafiz said, well, that is incorrect. Nah, she didn't lean at the line. She did not lean at the line. Watch that race over and tell me she didn't lean, that she leaned at the line. Allison Felix leaned at the line. Stephanie-Ann McPherson, when she came into the home straightaway, she was giving it her all. That's the thing that's there. That's the thing that's upset her the most. I don't think she could have done much more than what she kind of gave there. There were two technical things that I think she could have worked on. Even though when your body starts feeling that lactic acid, it's just almost kind of over for you. What she did was she came to that line and then she leaned straight upright. She didn't even lean forward. You can see that. It was a very obvious thing. And I just wondered, had she leaned forward, would she been able to get something? I count giving up as her not leaning. She was spent. But being 2/10 of a second right there and then not leaning toward the line, like, hey, that's partially giving up. She still had a chance to get something at a lean. And just go back in the race. That's what I'm calling giving up. Like, you give your whole thing there just in case. You don't know. She might have looked at some angle and thought that Allison Felix was too far ahead of her, so she just decided not to lean. But within 5 meters to go with that, her stride and everything was there. She might have been spent, but that's not running through the line. She didn't run through the line. Felix ran through the line, and I understand some people are getting upset with that, and they're taking their leave. That's fine. You guys take your leave. But with that being said, look, she didn't lean through the line. Instead, she was straight upright. Allison Felix leaned through the line. That's all. And we're 1 like away from catching the next event. We need to get up to 20 likes. So if we could get 1 or 2 more likes, that would be great. Then I'll go up to the relays, the other relays. But with that being said, here we go. We got Candace McLeod. I mean, she worked her butt off. She did really well too. Both McPherson and McLeod did really well. The thing I'm just upset about is that McPherson didn't lean. And the technical thing that she messed up was that because they said, Glenn Dennis said, do you all notice we fighting against each other because of where they drop us off when they I see. When they stole us out of Africa. Stop it. We are one and the same. We don't we are the same people. Don't watch your location. Yes and no. No nation, no matter what region, is all a homogenous group of people. I mean, that is partially incorrect because within Africa, different tribes do not get along with each other. So to try to say that everybody should get along because your skin color is a certain way is also an inaccurate thing. Yes, it could help because you can be something called being on code, but you also must realize that there's always going to be differences. There's going to be the elite, then there's going to be those below you as well within even that society, right? So the elites ain't going to treat the people below them with the same modicum of respect. Just like a group of people from one location will not treat somebody else. Trailer park people will not operate the same way as a blue collar person or a white collar person. It's just not going to happen. The same thing within, 200 plus tribes within Nigeria, and the country is struggling because of the borders that were drawn, just like other places in Africa. The borders were drawn in ways where they didn't care that certain tribes and everything were cut through, and certain kingdoms. because tribe doesn't mean bad thing, but certain locations were just cut. So yes and no. I agree with you on principle, but I see in reality, I'm not even mad if somebody says, well, my person is better, Jamaica is better than Trinidad and Tobago, or this one is that one. As long as you ain't starting to, I don't know, physically harm somebody, if you saying that with your pride and you have your favoritism, I definitely can understand you. Let me see here real quick. All right, we got that like, so let's move on. Wait a minute, I see something. Asia Snow said, Allison said she lost in major championships to people who later tested positive in their career. Veronica Campbell-Brown and Moncho. Wait a minute, I don't get it. Said she lost in major championships to people who later tested positive in their career. So are you saying that Allison Felix here is eventually going to get the win right here with Paulino and Miller-Uibo testing positive? Is that what you're saying? And then they said Veronica Campbell-Brown, Hafiz said, Veronica Campbell-Brown tested positive for nothing. Don't try and bring dispute to other athletes' nation. Well, I mean, to be fair, Jamaicans always keep saying the reason why the United States was fast is because of performance-enhancing drugs. So, in all fairness, I think that saying that the shoe is on the other foot now. I'll just put it that way. I'm going to cover the women's and oh my goodness, I clicked the wrong one. Oh no, I clicked the women's. Good. So I'm going to cover the women's and then the men's 4x100 meter relay. They say, Island, exactly. Let's talk about Justin Gatlin or Tyson Gay. Wow, Mystic said. The nerve of these people, Hafiz said. I think she was talking about losing to Moncho at Worlds. When was VCB taking pads? So, yeah, that's the part that I'm a little bit off with, is that she said that. But in general, now, like, people keep throwing around stuff. Let me go back here. They talking about Marilady is using drugs. Okay, until she's proven, I don't really have... My mindset is, number one, they shouldn't just be banned all the way. But if it's at there and you catch them later, I guess you could ban them or whatever, because then it would make no sense. Like, you should strip them from their gold or whatever position they got. But now they're saying Marilady is using the juice because she's running fast. There's so many people are running fast now. If anything, just say they all using juice and this juicer just winded up doing worse or better. Like, calm your mind, whoever keeps just throwing out random stuff saying people juicing. Just be like, yeah, you know what? They're all juicing. I'm never going to be as fast as them. I'm over here a couch potato, and I'm just hating on them because they could be juicing right now. How about that? For the people that just randomly said in the comment section that Marilady is juicing, I know people and stuff. Prove that you know people by posting them up and have them call in on this show, and then we can interview them. That's what we can prove here. Like, because people keep saying all this random stuff about stuff. I would have never guessed and never really thought about it, Blessing being on anything. And right now, she's just provisionally banned off of her A sample. That means an error could have happened, but because it's HGH and it's so hard to prove, they do a provisional ban automatically versus doing an outright ban. So Blessing Okabare is not actually banned at the current moment of this recording, which is August 6, 2021. So for anybody that comes in the future and want to say something stupid like I've seen on some of my comments, she's not banned right now. She's provisionally banned. So there's no proof that she actually did do that until her second B sample comes through, and then that's how they determine if somebody's banned most of the time, unless you're a repeat offender, like what happened with Brianna McNeil. So when people start spreading rumors on athletes, I mean, to me, that's a little bit disgusting. Like, I mean, at that point, what I want you to do, hey, I understand that you are a pretty good follower here of the show. Miss Snow, can you do a call-in? I would like you to call in. I'll give you the number to call in, or we could do a Zoom. I'll get a Zoom. Everybody here, you could state your point because you won't be able to put it out right. And then I want you to drop the information that Veronica Campbell-Brown was tested positive at some point. Instead of me doing it, I want you to do it. So the people that have to disagree or they bring out information here, what I want you guys to start doing when you come in on these live streams, when you say that Oregon is at altitude or this person did this, what I want you to do when you disagree like that to that extent where it's that much of a difference, I want you to call in and then I want you to drop the link. I'm going to give you a chance to talk. I want you to drop the link. I'm not even going to say anything. I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to 60 seconds to state your point. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, and then I want you to call in. Because we getting now ridiculous here, where people are getting unchallenged by the rumors that they're spreading. So, Asia or Miss Snow, can you call in right now if you're still even in this thing? In the future, if somebody does that, we're just going to have it where the moderators, I haven't set it up yet where it's like paid moderators and that much, and plus the channel is not that big. But in the future, if somebody says something, we're going to be like, call in or be banned. We're just going to ban you off the channel. And yeah, I might lose a subscriber or 2 or 10. It doesn't matter. We don't need false rumors be spread around. All right. Until Veronica Campbell Brown tests positive, then we ain't got none. Right. Until Okabare gets her second B sample right there. Right now, it's just a hit piece in the rumor. Or it's her A sample is there and she got provisionally banned, which is unfortunate. If the second one comes, then I'll be like, okay, she did do something. She broke the rules. Here we go. Just like Richardson. She broke the rules. She got caught with whatever THC and whatever. And so she got banned. Now, if somebody in the future say, well, she was using a PED because all they're going to do is gloss over it, I'm going to be like, no, she didn't. So with that being said, let me move on here since she's not calling in. They said, let me read the comments first. South Croy. Let me just do that. That's easier. If the person is not tested positive, then there should be no complaint. And then it says, is disingenuous to just accuse people innocent until proven guilty. Exactly. And then he continues with the person in the chat that claimed Veronica Campbell Brown was juicing. Come bring the evidence. And then Hafiz said, wait now. Yes, let her drop that information. And then he said, very disgusting. So, yeah, I'm not trying to just call you out and center you out and center stage, Miss Snow, but I just do. And I know that you are a public subscriber here. I mean, I'm not afraid to lose subscribers with that because you putting too much stuff out. That's why I even took down and changed the title of my video, because people understandably thought that the video implied that some of the Jamaican athletes were juicing. But instead, it was more like me defending them because there were the rumors out there. So, but I changed the title of my video because when they pointed it out, I was like, oh, this could imply for those people that only look at titles and never watch videos. But anyway, let's move on to this. We've been on this for a while. So Jamaica 4x1 or the 4x100 meter relay. Netherlands didn't finish. France, it looks, and don't forget to smash the like buttons up. France, fair. China, I think they could have done a little bit better, but fair enough. They got a season's best. Germany, they're right where they were. Switzerland and Britain. Now, this was a little bit iffy here because I thought between both of them that they would have about an equal shot at getting that bronze medal. And that was actually something that I was like, I wouldn't have been able to call it, but I just know Dina Asher-Smith puts in work. And so with that, they put in the work. They winded up beating Switzerland. Kambunji is going to have to settle with not getting another medal again, which is unfortunate for her. I mean, she puts in so much freaking work, her and her compatriots. But Kambunji has been at the forefront and the lead for Switzerland for a while. So, now I get somebody. Sandra Brown said they can't call in because they have no proof. They're just gripping. Yeah. Yep. Some people grab at air. So that's what I'm going to start doing. If somebody makes a drastic claim like that, it's one thing if you just like trash talking each other, but it's another one when you start disparaging the athlete or you start disparaging their times, calling them fake and say, oh, they're juicing up the times. The timers are changing the clock. Okay, call in and prove it. Call in and prove it. That's what all I want you to do. Call in and prove your point. So with that being said, United States, season best, 41-45. Now here's a national record for Jamaica. So I'm going to close in on this and click them with a 41-02. Now, remember I told y'all going to have to give me this one too. Y'all gonna have to give me this one. The thing is, oh, Glenn Dennis said, why don't you all just have fun and stop pointing fingers? Even if another country is doing better than the one you live in, the cheaters will be caught. Yeah, exactly. I just let the system go through. Sometimes I think some of the athletes that are so-called cheaters, like what happened with darn, I forget his name, with Usain Bolt's relay partner. Gosh darn it, Nesta Carter. And I apologize for not even remembering that. I think it's because I stayed up too long. But Nesta Carter, I think he got targeted because the substance he used was not banned at the time. And when it was banned, they never tested it positive in him. So it was kind of weird. And it was like a retroactive testing or whatever. But hey, it was weird that they even did that. So we're here. It started off with Brianna Williams. It went to Elaine Thompson-Herah. It went to Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, to Shericka Jackson. Now, in my opinion, it looked like they were almost out of the zone, if not out of the zone, because Elaine had started herself. She was so far into that zone already, and then she took off early. Or maybe the contrast, because the camera was very far up in there, right? Or the who the heck was inside of them? Let me go back. I need to look at this so I can refresh my memory here, because I'm still a little bit caught off guard with that. So let me look at the original lane assignments, the start list. And this computer is like really glitchy, so bear with me. So it was Switzerland. There we go. So maybe it was Switzerland that was closer into their exchange than Jamaica was, because it made Jamaica look already far out. Like Switzerland might have been at the very edge, and they said, give me this baton as soon as possible. Whereas Jamaica with Elaine Thompson-Herah might have been in the middle of an exchange, to be fair. Because originally it looked like, I swear, I'm like, are they out of the exchange? But I was like, Elaine ain't slowing down, so maybe they ain't. So, and then United States almost got DQ'd. They raised the flag on Jamaica, but it never got pushed through. But United States almost got DQ'd on that same leg. They were just barely inside the exchange zone. And I was going to be like, oh my goodness, here we go again. But with the women. But this was basically 2004 Jamaica, and United States, but Jamaica, I think, or it might have been the 2000. Which one was the Bahama, where they called them the Golden Girls and whatnot? I think that was Athens, but it could have been Sydney. But whichever one that was, where USA and Jamaica were both ranked better, but then they just messed up the baton exchanges. And so this could have been a world record here. But that first exchange with Brianna Williams to Elaine Thompson-Herah, she just quite literally took off too fast. Williams is the slowest one on their squad, and Elaine Thompson-Herah took off hard. I'm like, can you give her some room? Why did you come to the back of the exchange to try to take it out of her hand sooner? That's what I would have thought as a coach. Like, if I'm starting with that, I'm going to try to have Elaine run most of that leg versus giving anything. Like, I'm going to start right there as soon as possible with some acceleration. So, and then I would try to have her eat up as much as possible, because she's faster over the 200. She's faster over the 100. So she needs to run more of that leg. But instead, she had ran off a little bit too hard. So that exchange, I think, cost them the world record, which I said was possible. And when I did say that, some of you guys came there, it was like, I'm disparaging Jamaica's name or something like that. And I'm just like, man, calm down, y'all. Calm down. It's possible. And as you saw, no world record. Then she passed off to Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. That exchange, she ran up on Fraser-Pryce. So that was very interesting. She ran right up on her. That was a safe exchange on that one. And then Shericka Jackson winded up coming in the anchor. She slowed down before. She like literally looked to her left, realized the U.S. wasn't there, and then about 20 meters before, she shut it down. I'm like, could you run all the way through? Even though I think she knew that with 20 meters to go, there was no possible way they were going to knock off the tenths of a second that they needed. So she just kind of brought it in and was like, hey, we got it. Maybe next year, maybe they do some one-off race in Europe, because Elaine Thompson-Herah did say that she was going to run again. So I'm going to do a video on this, and I might bring up her interview. She said she's going to run again. She said there are meets in September. So she, I think, is going to get that world record in the 100 or 200, if not both. I think she's capable with a good wind behind her to get the with a neutral wind, probably point 0.6 or point 0.8 behind her to get the world record in the 100. People are saying 1.7. I'm like, did you know she was running against a point 0.6 negative headwind? If you go to point 0.6 positive, that's like equivalent to a 1.0 positive. So she doesn't need a 1.7, much less that she needed anyway, because she's fast enough. She stated that she could have ran faster, but she would have been holding back slightly in that 100 for the 200. Same thing in that 200. I think she has more of a chance to get that 200 world record, if anything. So, Sharika, the Francois says Sharika looked pissed they didn't get the record. I think she is still seeking forgiveness for the 200. Yeah, she did look really disappointed when she crossed the line. That's when I was like, I think she gave up. It was pretty visible that she gave up right there because I think she just knew that she wasn't going to get the record. So she was like 25 meters to go. She kind of jogged it in, looked to her left. This time, I'm glad she actually looked to see that Gabby Thomas was right there and nowhere to be found, basically, not close enough. And then she kind of just jogged it in. So, let me go to the men's real quick. Why do they keep resetting this website like this, all the way at the bottom of the page? This one had to be the most surprising finish that I've ever myself would have think I would have seen here, because let me see something, because I really didn't. Yeah, I just didn't expect this. All of these results right here, it's like it got flipped on his head. Ghana got disqualified. Okay, Japan. Look. Did y'all see this race? I'm pretty sure y'all did. Japan was out. Japan was out there. And before whatever happened to their second leg, dude, what were you smoking? I would have loved to see Japan do something good here, because they had their slowest guy first and they had their fastest two people last. Tell me why this dude, he must have been full of adrenaline, just like their second leg. The guy must have been full of adrenaline and said, all right, I'm coming out. He had made up the stagger, even though they were in lane 9. He had made up space and pulled away from everybody in the field. And I'm just like, what? He made it up on everybody. Then his leg had to just jack it up. Or the second leg had to jack it up. But I was ready. I was actually surprised. Japan came out and they were prepared for that 4x1 a little bit, but then the exchange, it just didn't happen. They messed up the baton. Then we go to Germany. They were doing their thing with themselves. So I mean that's there. Jamaica. Oh my goodness. That was the chance to get a medal. That was a chance for Blake to have a medal to his name on this championship. Their first exchange, they basically went from second because Japan was in the lead, right? And then somehow they were in the lead. And then they took 3 attempts. They were like 1, 2, 3. I wish I could do the show the graphic or whatever. But they took 3 attempts. The baton was in their hand. Then it wasn't in their hand. Then it was. Then it wasn't. Then it was. Then it wasn't. Again. Man, I'm telling you, they took 3 attempts to put that in there. And that right there, when everybody's running that fast, they put Great Britain back in the race. They put Germany in the race on them. They put China in the race on them, especially China. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. Because they were out there. They were like second, maybe third. But they definitely came out behind those guys after that. So, man, I just thought that. Now, China, I'm telling y'all, China is coming up on people, and they're going to sneak up faster than we think. I'm not even going to harp on that anymore. I've said it too many times. Y'all should remember this. If it ever happens in 2 to 3 Olympics from now, just remember I said it here first if I'm not on YouTube or some other platform. National record for China, so that was good. Canada, I was surprised. I thought they were the overwhelming favorite. Why the heck were they not in contention in the middle of that race? I'm just like, where the heck are they at? They were the favorites there. I even thought China might have done something, but then I'm like, oh yeah, DeGrasse and Aaron Brown, they can be put on the relay and everything like that. It's just, man, that was kind of upsetting right there. Then we got Great Britain. They were doing their thing. I'm just like, man, Britain, they know how to do their stuff. And how much you want to guarantee? This is what Britain does every time to the United States. What they do is they always challenge and ask for a review. They always ask for a review. Every time they're in the heat with the U.S. If they're not in the heat with the U.S., they don't ask for one. But I think in the finals, they will probably do it automatically. But since I think since it, what was it? It was a world championships in the 1990s. Ever since then, you get the Great Britain team in the heat with the U.S., men especially, they will ask for a review. And that's where 2 of the DQs came from that. For them asking for the review because everything was okay. And I'm just like, dang, how petty are they? They just be trying to get other teams out. But especially the U.S. Because I think the U.S. exchanges are always on the edge of the exchange zone so often, they thought, wow. So, thank you, Corn Pop. Hey, wait a minute. Corn Pop. Are you like, are you Joe Biden's Corn Pop when he said he had that story about, I had a friend named Corn Pop? Are you that guy? Because if you are, man, tell us some stories. Thank you for the super chat. He says Jackson was upset. So, the Francois said, I thought Italy had a chance at the beginning. The field was pretty open from Jacob's win. Tortu and Dasalu are also Diamond League regulars. Oh, shoot. You know what? I don't know why I didn't really consider Italy like that. I thought that they had 2 guys. But I was like, well, Canada did what they did in the prelims, right? And then, so I'm like, they're going to add in DeGrasse, which was pretty good in the 1 and 2. So that should give them a good start, especially if they put them on a bend. And then they got Aaron Brown, which was a finalist in the 200. So I'm thinking, hey, they could make up some room there. But then when you say the Diamond League regulars like that, that makes sense. Because when I'm looking on the top list, that was a hole in my logic right there. I should have really considered it. Because I did say yeah, but then I'm like, well, they only got 1 person. That's literally what I thought. 1 person and then another guy that was in the top 70. But then Canada had 2 guys in the top 15. So I'm thinking, hey, 2 guys in the top 15 plus another couple up there, then yeah. And then Sandra Jones said, poor baton changes. These guys give it all up. Yep, for Jamaica, yep. And then South Korea said, I'm sorry about the Japanese. Yeah. And then Hafiz said, how do I donate to your channel? It was absolutely awesome tuning in and having you provide coverage and reviews for the Olympics. Your channel is objective and an absolute delight to listen to. Thank you, Hafiz. You can donate via Cash App or PayPal. That would actually be better because when you guys do super chats, YouTube actually takes, it's either 40 or 60%. Like they take a lot of money out of everything there. But yeah, thank you for the super chat. Thanks. It looks like you found out how to do that. But yeah, that's why some people, they do the PayPal donations and stuff. Hafiz said, thank you for amazing coverage during these Olympics. Catch you for the Worlds. With the Jamaican symbol. There you go. Heart, earth, and everything. Thank you, Hafiz. Definitely, guys, stay tuned for the World Youth Championship coverage because I will definitely be covering that. And if you guys want to support the channel regularly, just consider being a Patreon. It's $10 at the first level, and then the second level, and then all of those, like I said, they support the animations that we're gonna have coming out because I want to get a better animation studio. I might do 2D and a 3-dimensional flat art one, not like the Alice and Felix. Y'all done roasted me for that one, man. Y'all roasted me for the Alice and Felix image. Some of y'all called me Alice and Felix haters because the image. Somebody said that this looks like a slow, like mentally slow Alice and Felix. Like, come on, man. I don't hate Alice and Felix. You give me that. Come on now. But yeah, so let me get back onto this. I think that's all for today. Let me check for tomorrow to see what we got. Let me see what tomorrow. But we got the World Youth coming up after this, which is 1 week from the 8th. So it's going to start on the 16th if I'm not mistaken. Here's the 7th. And remember, I'm going to do that raffle giveaway for people after the men's marathon. So for tomorrow, for the people that are covering the women's marathon, and I'm actually surprised. There are a lot of sprinters that have never really considered distance, that don't really care for the 5,000 or other things. They like the marathon. And I guess I'm not surprised because when you look at the marathon, Did you all know that marathon runners make a lot of money? They sometimes make more than the 5K athletes or 10K on the track at least. And maybe it's because they can't run as many races. Like they could run one or two at top level, unless you're the Japanese guy. And this dude got the work. He's like freaking. He's like a Safa Powell for the marathon, except he actually got except he didn't get a major medal. He got a major Chicago Marathon or New York Marathon win, which is equivalent to, like, I don't know, going to the World Championships and getting that. So let me see. Women's marathon is tomorrow. It got rescheduled 1 hour sooner. So that's actually today, I think, when you do that. The women's high jump final, that's going to be post-pounding. We got the 10,000. We're going to see if Safan Hassan gets that. I personally want to see Letesenbet Gide get the crown with that one. Sorry, Hassan, but I want to see Ethiopia on top. That's one of my favorites. Like when I say Ethiopia, Jamaica, not Ethiopia, Nigeria, and USA, if I ever have favorites, and then individual athletes. Men's javelin, that's going to be a good one. Kenya seems to be doing well in the javelin most of the time, but I think their javelin throwers this year didn't make the final. Men's 1500, that's going to be good. Then this 4x4 relay. Y'all, this is going to be crazy because for the women's 4x400 meter relay, it's a real good chance that Jamaica can challenge. But the way, and I mean, she has to focus. Stephanie-Ann McPherson got to focus. She gave everything she could, but she ran slower there. She's going to have a night to think over this. And she's going to be like, all right, she's got to focus her energy on for revenge as well as her teammates. McLeod got to be there. McPherson got to be there. She could have had the Jamaican national record in the 400. She just didn't know it. It turns out maybe that would have burned a little bit more out of her legs. Had she run the way she ran before and wasn't as tired, she would have been able to get that. It would have been, she might have been able to get a silver because Marilidi wasn't that much closer to it. That was her first loss of the year. I mean, much Paulino wasn't that much further in front of her. So this is crazy. I think the United States is about to dominate this. Unless they pull a stupid, which I don't think they will. On the women's side, whoever the coaches are, if they're not the same staff, they seem to put together. And I be thinking, are they doing this on purpose? It's like they practice for the men's side, but then they don't practice the baton exchanges for the women's side. I'm like, are they really trying to do this whole thing about men are incompetent thing like they do in our media all the time? Because I was like, it can't be like this every single Olympics. They got to have a different set of coaches that coach each team. They have to have a different set, because if it's the same ones at that point, and I'm going to look into this, it only takes going to the USATF website to see who's the coach over who. But if those are the same coaches or they're in the same camp of coaches, then I'm going to say they're doing this on purpose, because the women had no problems with their exchanges. Matter of fact, they were actually really good, and they were closer to the Jamaicans than I thought in the 4x1. But on the men's side, they over here saying, yeah, we got here 2 days and we didn't practice exchanges. We just came in there and did our thing. Like, dude, if you were going to do that, you may as well did a 4x4 relay exchange in a 4x1. You should have put your hand back, looked back, and then took it. That would have been better and got you a couple split seconds more to get you in the final. Like, that would have been better. So USA is overwhelming favorite, especially if they put McLaughlin and Muhammad. I think they better than Athing Mo, in all honesty. They're better than Athing Mo. Athing Mo they might put on there for hype, but I don't think they should, because she's not as fast. She hasn't proven that she's as fast in the 400. And she's been beaten a couple of times in the 400 in a collegiate level. So that's showing me that she's near her max in the 400. She just looks smooth. And if you've been following her since her AAU days as a youth, trust and believe, she looks a lot more comfortable than she is a lot of times. She doesn't really break down as much to the outside eye. But if you see her, you can see it. And that 400 is pretty close to her max level. Whereas at least Dalilah Muhammad, we know that she's a 49 low athlete on the relay. And she might do 48 high now that she's run that fast. And then we know that McLaughlin is a 48 person because she did it the last time. So South Croy said, we will be following World Youth, right? Yes, we will. South Croy, we will be following the World Youth. Chris Sikora said, is that a Italian name? Actually, the U.S. time of 38:10 in the 4x1 heat would have been good enough to qualify in any previous games. Yeah, they would have been. The problem is the guy didn't lean. That's what happened. He didn't lean at the line, and he cost the team. That was the major thing. It's kind of crazy with just how the leans will do stuff. And I get real mad. Even if you ain't there, just lean at the line. You never know. You never know. What if somebody is disqualified ahead of you and you didn't lean and somebody else came up and you didn't know because you were not leaning, and so then you got yourself out? I've seen that several times too, wherein that's why I got angry at McPherson. What if somebody was closer to her, she didn't lean, somebody else in front of her got disqualified or because of drug cheat or something happened before, and then the medal goes to somebody else? Like, that thing can happen. So in my opinion, when you get there, no matter what, you lean. So I see people in 6th place leaning sometimes, like, and there's nobody near them at all, and they're in 6th place, because you never know what happens when a recount or the look back at that happens. So let me see. Panache said, where are the people who were saying Miller-Uibo would not win? Exactly. Where they at? Where they at? Where y'all at? Where's people saying Miller-Uibo ain't gonna win? She needs to stop diving. Allison Felix is gonna win. You a hater because you said Allison Felix can't win a gold. And I'm like, look, she gonna need help to win a gold, right? Like, even without Miller-Uibo being there, you see that she would have gotten silver. Maybe the race would have been a little bit different because Miller-Uibo wasn't there to have that dominated pressure, which in some ways it might have affected the other athletes, and they ran a worse race than they would have normally run because they were trying to keep up with her. So then they exploded early. That could have been the thing too, because her pressure does do some things. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce caused Carmelita Jeter to jump out of the blocks. Usain Bolt caused Justin Gatlin to trip up when Justin Gatlin was in the lead. And then in 2015, that was the time that Justin Gatlin was going to beat him and should have beaten him, but he tripped. Pressure. So pressure affects a lot of people. So I can't say that it would have been exactly the same without Shaunae Miller-Uibo. Maybe Stephanie Ann McPherson, Mary Leedy, or Allison Felix could have won that. It would have been wide open at that point. And then they said, John said, there is a procedure to follow on doping ban, so we need to chill. They said VCB is the greatest Jamaican athlete. Yeah, people just need to chill. The Francois said, U.S. men cannot lose this. Too much strength and depth. The Francois also said, Delilah, Sydney, Hayes, Felix, unless they implode, USA should take it. And then Gillespie should have learned from Bromell. His poor, quote-unquote, lean cost him a final. Man, look, they never learn. It's like these people do not... It's like the people don't look at the tapes of other athletes. You just got to look at the videos. You know how many videos I didn't watch on all these athletes? That's burned in my head. I know that unless I'm in last place, I'm coming by and I'm going to lean. And if I'm near last place or something like that, I got to lean. And I know it's a lot of nations that I see. And I see them leaning and I'm just like, that's funny. Are they going for PRs? Are they doing this? Other athletes are there that could come up behind them. Like, unless you're in last place and you know that nobody's behind you, instead of turning all the way around just in case, assume somebody might be there and lean. So South Croy said the relays are much like the hurdles. There is a level of uncertainty. And D'Angelo said, I'd rather put Mo than Hayes. You know what? They can't change too many people. Let me look on the women's squad, because you only have two alternates. And right now, that means you only have 6 people. They got 5 people listed here, so that means they might not even put on Muhammad. Most likely it goes to McLaughlin unless she turns it down. So they only have so many people they could put on. Hayes is already running the prelims rounds, if I'm not mistaken. Then you got Jonathas or something like that. Kendall Ellis and Kaylin Whitney are probably taking off. So that means they got 2 spots. Oh, yeah. Ellis and Whitney are probably the 2 that they take off. They put Felix and Hayes in their place or something. But, I mean, what do they have here to exchange out? So, like I said, I would put Felix. If it comes to Mo instead of Hayes, I would rather have Muhammad or Sydney. That's what I would say. Those two are proven to be faster than Mo, and Mo is potentially faster. Like if we were in let's say second and she got to come up and chase somebody down, then we could say, yeah, maybe we can bring something out of her. But if it's there and I want to see a world record in this. I think the women, let me look at this now. What did they do for the seed in here? They got to knock off a second and a quarter per person to get this. But with the way the U.S. can run this, with replacing these two athletes right here, taking off Kendall Ellis and taking off Kaylin Whitney. I got to look at who they ran in the prelims, actually. I have to look at that again. If they took off those two athletes with Allison Felix here, I think they should be able to run a pretty decent one with McLaughlin, and Mo runs 48.8 in the 4x4. With her chasing somebody, sure. But will the U.S. be in second place is the question. Let me see. I'd rather put Mo than Hayes. The British guy needs to leave. The British guy? Wait a minute. What British guy? Mo 48.8 in the 4x4, so she is faster. Wait a minute. What British guy are you talking about? Are you talking about in the chat? What's going on? Am I not seeing something? Mods, can y'all point out who that is? I'm confused. But anyway, I think that's it for right now. So yeah, we got 2 more days of coverage. Then we got on Sunday. Do not forget Sunday to come back after the men's marathon. I'm going to cover that with Eliud Kipchoge. Hopefully, Kipchoge wins this. He is the greatest marathon athlete we have seen in a while. And for him to, if he can defend his championship, he will be the undefeated greatest of all time. Because there are other athletes. I still will argue that he is the greatest of all time. But then he's got 2 compatriots from Kenya that have a faster time this year than him. Y'all have to watch at least part of this marathon. If not anything else, watch the half to that toward the end. Because this marathon, this man right here, I'm just going to let y'all know for the people that are not familiar with the marathon. Just only 10 years ago, you would have been considered, just like this guy from Eritrea, to be one of the best marathoners from running a 2:08 in the marathon. You running under a 2:12 or something, then you're okay. Dang, Levins, what the heck? He's moved up to the marathon? Wow. Anyway, that's my thing. I'm sure most of y'all are sprinters here, so y'all wouldn't even know about Cam Levins, where he used to run in college, then he went to run for Canada and everything. Wow, this guy is crazy. He's moved up to that. I didn't even realize that. So Kipchoge, greatest marathoner. He broke 2 hours in the marathon and everything like that. You would have been considered one of the greatest just by, and in contention to win, just by getting a 2:08 marathon. Think of Ryan Hall for the U.S. and everything. What was he, a 2:04 something? This man's average marathon is to come out and run a 2:04 low. He's a 2:04, 2:03, 2:08 was at Rio. It was blazing hot, so that's a little bit different. 2:06 was his worst marathon. His first marathon took a world record to beat him. And then after that, he had like a 9 marathon win streak. He just is undefeated. Then he got sick with the ear infection, which when you get an ear infection, especially running, it sometimes disable your balance. So he was unbalanced the whole time. He was even zigzagging a little bit. I'm surprised he finished it, but he finished it at 2:06, which is a great time. And so when you see this man under 2 hours before official world record, it's time to crown Eliud Kipchoge if he can take it. At the age of 36. So he was one of those earlys like Allison Felix, 18 years old at the World Championships, 19-year-old silver medalist in a 5,000 at Athens, and 18 years old he beat Hisham El Garouj, a legend, in the 5,000 in Paris. One of the greatest races I had ever seen. So with that being said, guys, definitely come in after that. So the Frank Wise said, I think you're talking about Mitchell Blake in the relay for Great Britain. And then Ashanti said, D'Angelo is an agent of chaos. Dead. Yeah, I think he is. Man, I'll be on the verge of being like, dude, I'm gonna have to kick you and then I don't. I kick you and I don't, man. Cause I just don't want to kick anybody. Even in my other stuff, I had trolls upon trolls in my crypto groups, and people almost borderline trying to sell scams and stuff, and all I do is talk them down instead of just kicking them. But then I just had to just start doing it because it just clutters up too much stuff. And so I'm like, my patience level is extremely high for people coming in and just doing mess. So instead, I'm gonna start having people call in. But thank you all for supporting us. This is it, because I need to save my data package here, because I don't want to buy another one. You guys, I'm spending darn near $200 on data packages just to host these streams. This is funny as hell to do that. But catch you all on the next one. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Thank you all for the super chats and everything too. Let me see the names of everybody that contributed so I can shout them out here. Thank you, Corn Pop. I think you Joe Biden's friend, Corn Pop, right? When you was talking about people grabbing on your hair legs and stuff like that. That story they gave. Hafiz, thank you as well for the super chat. Thank you, SSR, maybe Super Saiyan Rose on the Cash App, SSR25. And then thank you everybody else that has contributed to PayPal, Cash App, and actually joined in on our Patreon, because I do appreciate you guys. You keep this coming, and then I can basically pay off. I could pay off this. I got enough now to pay off, I think, right here for the internet. So, because I mean, I'll be running through this a week. That's how much the data that comes through with these live streams. So thank you all for that, and I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.